we talked about this before. Going into the playoffs, towards the end of the regular season, you had so many guys out injured. You didn't know what your lineup was going to look like. You didn't know what your pairings were going to look like. It all really came together for you. You guys are playing your best hockey of the season right now. Can you just maybe give us a thought on how it all came together and maybe the uncertainty early on and just now the way you guys are playing?
I think we spent 7 months getting ready for this playoff run. Like, I think it was on our mind since we lost that last game, and it was a long, tough summer and training camp, regular season. It was just kind of punching our card, showing up, wanting the playoffs, just having another opportunity. And we started the playoffs against a really good team, LA. They are a good team, and they won the first two, but we're coming. There's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of guys coming back from injuries. Kane hadn't played. Frederick was coming off a long injury. So many guys were just kind of getting together, and we didn't have much time to gel. We needed to figure it out really soon, and a lot of everyone did. Everyone stepped up at different times. Whether it was Calvin Pickard coming in and winning some important games for us early on in the LA series and the Vegas. Stu coming in and picking up where we expected him to play at. Even Jeff Skinner tonight coming up and scoring a goal after not being in the lineup for so long. We've got a lot of guys who've contributed, which really feels good.
Right side, third row, Sean.
Another example tonight of Connor scoring the kind of goal where he imposes his will and turns the momentum sharply at the most opportune time. Sports history is filled with really great players who maybe can't find it in the moment. I'm interested in your take on the psychology of a player like Connor, that he seems to so consistently find it in the right moment.
I don't think I could answer that question. What I see from Connor is just, and Leon for that matter, there's two superstars. Not only are they maybe the best two players in the regular season year after year, but they even elevate their game in the playoffs, which is harder to do because obviously the playoffs are tighter checking, less scoring. You're playing against better teams every single night. And they just really enjoy it. And I'm not sure exactly how some guys do it. Obviously, there's a competitive aspect of it. There's the aspect of not, having confidence in yourself that you can get it done. And then obviously you have to be a very good player to everything line up. But, tonight was obviously a good example. Dallas had that push, made it a 3-2, and then he can have an opportunity. There's just a chance for him to get that puck, go to the net, and score that big goal. And, it alleviates a lot of that pressure at that time. So, I've seen Connor do it numerous times last year in the playoffs, and before I was coaching this, watching him on TV. It's really remarkable how him and Leon have really elevated their game in this time.
Left side, third row, Mike.
To Sean's point, when you're in Erie, and he's a 15-year-old kid, really shy, but he's doing stuff, maybe the entire world doesn't see it, but he was doing things like that as a 15-year-old kid. Can you just talk about, what it was like to see him answer those big moments then and how he's progressed to do it 12 years later?
Well, we only won about 18 or 19 games that year, so there wasn't many big moments. But I do remember when he was 17, his last year, and we had a series against Sault Ste. Marie, and we were hearing about Sault Ste. Marie was the best team in the last 10 or 15 years, and Connor set a record for most points in a series, and I think he had about 23 points in a 6-game series, and he was phenomenal. Like, Sault Ste. Marie had a really good team, and he definitely helped carry our team into that final. I got a little taste of it. I saw it when he was young, but obviously that's junior hockey. That's not the NHL, but I've been able to see him do that here in the NHL.
We'll take a few more. Left side, fourth row, Dan.
Kris, Darnell Nurse was kind of saying that, there's not much to celebrate yet. McDavid's talking about how this run is more normal. Do you feel that? Do you feel like this run is a bit more normal and perhaps, given while it's happened, that maybe the best is yet to come?
We should definitely be proud of what we've accomplished. We should feel happy about what's gone on. And obviously we've, on our mind hasn't been just to be the best team out of the West. You know, all summer we weren't thinking about that. We were thinking about the ultimate prize. And I think the only thing, the fact that it is normal is the fact that we were there last year. But to say it's normal because of, you know, how competitive the NHL is, and to do that, you know, credit to Florida, who've done it 3 times, and, you know, for us to go back to back that's quite a feat. So I think it's normal as just the fact that we've seen it, we know what to expect, but we also feel pretty happy about what's going on.
Right side in the back, Corey.
Hey, Kris, it wasn't just really tonight. You got the 4-2 goal and the 5-3 goal when they were pushing, but it really seemed like every time Dallas got right there, you guys not only held, but scored and kind of changed the momentum that way. How big was that, and how important were those 4-2 goals and the 5-3 goal tonight, too?
A lot of credit for our players. Like, I'm talking about how mature they are and how they handle adversity. And, you know, we've got a chance to close out a series, and Dallas is pushing. You know, Dallas is a good team, and they weren't just going to go away. But, you know, a lot of credit to our guys. It was 3-2. Dallas is pushing. But the composure on the bench, they stuck with it. They knew what to do, and they played the right way. We had some really good chances. You know, I felt early in the second period to go up 4-0. It didn't work out, and now a couple minutes later, it's 3-2. But I said before, this is a mature group. They're older. They've seen a lot of playoff hockey. They know what they need to do to get it done. And, you know, I liked how we played throughout the game.
We'll take 2 more. Right side, front row, Mark.
Kris, what do you think are the elements of your team? Why does this year end differently than last year's ended?
You know, I think last year we had a good team, and I think this year we've got a good team also. We're built a little bit different, but if it's going to change, we got to play our best hockey. You know, and a lot of credit to Florida. They might even be better than they were last year. You know, for a team to get there 3 years in a row, that's not by accident. And, you know, they beat a pretty good team in Carolina. And, you know, I think we have a chance, but we're going to have to be at our best to get ourselves that opportunity.
Last one, left side, front row, Tony.
Kris, both Darnell and Connor postgame mentioned that the highs haven't been as high in this playoff run so far, and the lows maybe not so low. Can you maybe talk about how advantageous that's been, the experience of being here before and leveling out the emotions when it matters most?
Well, I think about last year, about the lows or the really stressful points of our season, what was going on. And we had 2 elimination games against Vancouver. We'd have a very tense Game 6 against Dallas at home. And this year, I guess our tense moment would have been down 2-0 playing LA in the first round, but it was still stressful, but not at the level where your season's going to be done. And, you know, the highs, you know, the fact that we didn't win a Game 7 or, you know, a situation like that. But, you know, I liked our just level playing and just being very focused. We're going to need that for, you know, another series.